I'm 60 years old now, and I've spent more than 56 of those years living with cats, not reading about them, not observing them from a distance, but sharing my home, my nights, and my life with them. So when I say this, I want you to slow down and really listen. If your cat cries at night, not a random meow here or there, but that repeated, lonely, sometimes painful crying in the dark, that is not something you should brush off. In most cases, night crying is not just a cat being vocal. It's not bad behavior, and it's definitely not meaningless. It's a message, and very often, it's a warning sign. And before this video ends, I'm also going to tell you about one of the biggest mistakes cat parents make, a mistake I've seen destroy trust and quietly break the bond between people and their cats. If you truly love your cat, you need to know this. So please, don't miss the end. The first lesson I learned the hard way. Let me take you back many years. I had a gray tabby named Oliver. During the day, he was calm and easygoing, never demanded much, never caused trouble. But at night, everything changed. He would walk slowly through the hallway, crying. He would sit near the bedroom door and cry. Sometimes he would just stop in the middle of the room, stare into the darkness, and cry like he was calling out for something or someone. Everyone around me said the same thing. They told me cats are nocturnal. They told me he was bored. They told me to ignore him and let him get used to it. So I did. And that decision still bothers me. Because months later, we discovered Oliver was slowly losing his vision. The darkness frightened him. The familiar world felt unfamiliar once the lights went out. He wasn't crying for attention. He was crying because he was scared. That's when I learned something I've never forgotten. Cats do not cry at night without a reason. Why nighttime is when the truth comes out. Here's what experience teaches you. During the day, cats are busy. Light helps them move confidently. Sounds, smells, and routines distract them. They cope. But at night, the house goes quiet. The lights turn off. And whatever is bothering your cat no longer has anywhere to hide. Pain feels stronger when the body rests. Confusion feels scarier when everything looks the same. Loneliness feels heavier when everyone else is asleep. That's why night crying matters so much. It's often the moment when a cat can no longer pretend everything is okay. Hidden physical pain, the cry you can't see. One of the most common causes I've seen over the decades is physical pain that owners don't notice. Cats are incredibly good at hiding discomfort while the sun is up. But at night, when they finally lie down, joints begin to ache. Old injuries speak up. Inflammation settles in. I've seen cats cry at night because their hips hurt when they curl up. I've seen cats cry because dental pain worsens when the body relaxes. I've seen urinary discomfort show itself only in the quiet hours. The crying usually isn't loud or dramatic. It's restless, repetitive, almost pleading. When a cat keeps changing sleeping spots, can't seem comfortable, or cries shortly after lying down, that's often the body asking for help. In these cases, ignoring the crying doesn't make it disappear. It just allows the pain to continue. Mental confusion in aging cats. As cats grow older, their minds change, just like ours do. I've watched senior cats wake up at night and look completely lost in their own homes. Rooms they've known for years suddenly feel unfamiliar. Shadows look threatening. Silence feels overwhelming. These cats aren't misbehaving.
They're confused. They cry because they don't know where they are. They cry because they're looking for reassurance. I've learned that small things make a big difference here. Soft lighting at night can reduce fear. Keeping furniture in the same place helps them navigate confidently. A calm bedtime routine gives their mind something familiar to hold on to. Sometimes just hearing your voice gently call their name is enough to remind them they're not alone. Loneliness, the cause. Many people don't want to admit. This is something many cat parents underestimate. Cats may be independent, but they are deeply bonded to their people. Over the years, I've seen night crying begin after subtle life changes. A family member moves out. Another pet passes away. Work schedules change. Even emotional distance can be felt. At night, when the house is still, those changes feel larger. If your cat cries near your bedroom door or follows you closely before bed, that's not manipulation. That's attachment. That's a cat seeking safety and closeness. Allowing your cat to sleep nearby, leaving something that smells like you, or creating a comforting nighttime environment can reduce anxiety more effectively than any training method ever will.
Hunger isn't always about food. Yes, sometimes cats cry because they're hungry, but experience teaches you that it's rarely that simple. Many cats cry at night because their feeding schedule doesn't support stable energy through the night. When the body feels empty or unsettled, sleep becomes difficult. I've seen dramatic improvements just by adjusting meal timing. A small, protein-rich meal before bed can help the body stay comfortable until morning. In some homes, an automatic feeder quietly dispensing food early in the morning restores peaceful sleep for everyone. When the body feels secure, the mind follows. Nighttime anxiety and fear. Some cats are sensitive to things we barely notice. Outdoor noises, strange smells, new animals outside. Even changes in weather can trigger nighttime anxiety. At night, a cat's senses are sharper. A distant sound can feel like a threat. A shadow can feel like danger. I've had cats that cried only on stormy nights. Others only after a new neighbor moved in. Closing curtains, reducing outside noise, and giving cats enclosed, safe sleeping spaces can significantly lower nighttime fear. When cats feel protected, the crying often fades on its own. The one thing that never works. After all these years, I can say this without hesitation. Ignoring night crying does not solve the problem. Yelling at a cat does not create calm. Punishment does not build understanding. Cats don't learn security through fear. They learn it through trust. The biggest mistake that destroys the bond. And now, the mistake I promised I would tell you about. The biggest mistake I've seen cat parents make, the one that quietly damages relationships more than anything else, is labeling night crying as bad behavior and responding with rejection. Locking the cat out, yelling, withholding comfort, assuming the cat is being difficult on purpose. When you do that, you don't just silence a cry. You teach your cat that their distress doesn't matter. And once a cat learns that, trust slowly fades. That's how bonds break, not suddenly, but quietly. How I respond to night crying today. At this stage in my life, I listen first. I ask myself what has changed. I observe patterns. I look for discomfort instead of annoyance. Because when you treat night crying as communication instead of inconvenience, you protect both your cat's health and your relationship. Final words from a lifetime with cats. At 60, I've learned that cats speak constantly, just not in words. Night crying is one of their clearest messages. If you respond with patience instead of frustration, curiosity instead of anger, you don't just fix sleep problems. You strengthen trust. You deepen connection. And you become the safe place your cat is crying out for. And that, in the end, is what truly matters.